You did everything right. You booked your flight early, arrived at the airport with plenty of time, kept your documents organized, followed every rule the airline gave you, and checked your bag multiple times. Everything feels under control. You're confident nothing can go wrong. Then you reach the gate, hand over your boarding pass, and the agent looks at the screen, pauses for a moment, and says something that completely changes your day. You can't fly today. There's no helpful explanation, no real conversation, no second chance in most cases. Just a quiet moment where you watch your plane start boarding without you. What makes it worse is that you didn't obviously do anything wrong. You followed the instructions. You did what you were supposed to do. But in modern air travel, especially now, things aren't only decided by what you see on the surface. There are automated checks, internal airline systems, updated rules you never saw, and risk-based decisions that passengers only discover when it's too late. Many travelers experience this every day. People who felt fully prepared, who arrived early, who double-checked everything, and still ended up being stopped at the gate. It stops feeling like simple luck and starts feeling like something hidden inside the system. Air travel today isn't just about having a ticket anymore. That ticket is only permission to travel until something interrupts it. One of the most common reasons everything falls apart starts with something surprisingly small: your name. It looks simple, almost impossible to get wrong in a meaningful way, yet it causes problems more often than people expect. You arrive at the counter, relaxed, passport in hand, boarding pass ready, everything matching in your mind. But when the agent scans your ticket, their expression changes slightly. There's an issue with your name. It might be a missing letter, an extra space, a hyphen in the wrong place, or a middle name that wasn't in it exactly as it appears on your passport. These small differences matter more than people realize, because airline systems today often require exact matching. Not close enough, not obviously correct, but identical character by character. If it doesn't match perfectly, the system can flag it. And once that happens, fixing it at the airport can be expensive or sometimes impossible, especially if the ticket was booked through a third party. Even if your name is correct, that doesn't guarantee smooth travel, because passports bring their own set of strict rules. Many travelers assume that if a passport is valid, it's fine to use. But some countries require at least 6 months of validity beyond your travel date. Not almost 6 months, not 5.5, but a full 6. Missing that by even a small margin can result in being denied boarding. Then there are blank page requirements. Some destinations require multiple empty pages, not partially used ones, but completely blank sections for stamps and visas. A passport full of stamps might still be valid, but not acceptable for entry. Damage is another hidden issue. Small tears, water exposure, or worn covers can make a passport invalid in the eyes of airline staff or scanners, even if it still works in theory. And if your visa is tied to an old passport, forgetting to carry it can stop your journey instantly. What surprises many people is that airlines can enforce stricter rules than the destination country itself. Even if immigration would allow you in, the airline might refuse to board you because they are responsible for ensuring compliance before you even take off. Transit rules add another layer of confusion. Many passengers assume that if they are just changing planes, they are not really entering another country. But that assumption often fails. Some countries require transit visas even if you never leave the airport. In some cases, changing terminals or rechecking baggage can count as entering the country. And when multiple airlines are involved, your luggage might force you into immigration areas without you expecting it. Then there are hidden layovers that seem harmless during booking, but route through countries with strict transit regulations. Many travelers only discover this at the airport counter when it is too late to change anything. At that point, the presence or absence of a visa determines everything. Even if documents are perfect, luggage can still become a problem. A bag that passed a check and might be rechecked at the gate. Airlines sometimes enforce size or weight limits more strictly depending on how full the flight is. And even if your bag meets all requirements, overhead bin space can force last-minute checking. Once bins are full, decisions are no longer flexible. Timing is another silent factor. Check-in deadlines, baggage drop cutoffs, and boarding closure times are often stricter than passengers expect. Arriving at the airport on time is not always enough. You need to be early according to airline rules, not personal judgment. Once the system closes, even staff may not be able to override it. Overbooking adds yet another unpredictable layer. Airlines sell more seats than available because some passengers do not show up. Most of the time it works fine, but when it does not, someone is removed. It is usually based on check-in time, ticket type, or frequent flyer status. Many people assume they are safe simply because they have confirmed booking, but Confirmation does not always guarantee a seat. Sometimes it is not documents or timing at all, but perception, behavior at the airport can influence decisions. A frustrated tone, a tense interaction, or misunderstood comment can raise concerns. Airlines prioritize safety and may act on perceived risk quickly. In rare cases, even appearance or signs of illness can lead to denied boarding if staff believe there is a potential issue during flight. There are also system errors that confuse travelers completely. Bookings made through third-party platforms sometimes fail to sync properly with airline databases. Everything may look correct on your phone, but the airline system might not recognize your reservation. At the airport, only the airline's internal record matters. If it is missing or mismatched, screenshots and confirmations may not help. Health perception is another overlooked factor. If a passenger appears unwell, overly fatigued, or physically unfit, airlines may refuse boarding for safety reasons. This can include visible symptoms, mobility concerns, or conditions requiring documentation. The goal is prevention of in-flight risk, even if it feels unfair from the passenger side. When you look at all of this together, air travel becomes less about simply buying a ticket and showing up, and more about navigating a system of detailed, interconnected rules. Some are visible, many are not, and some only become clear when something goes wrong. The difference between flying and not flying often comes down to small details most people never think about until they are affected by them.